Welcome everyone. In this lecture, we'll discuss about the next type of farm management, that is poultry farm management, right? Poultry farm management. In the previous lecture, we discussed about dairy farm management, where we talked about cattle and what are the products we get from the dairy industry. Now in this lecture, we'll focus on poultry farm management. First of all, let us try to understand what is poultry farming. So poultry is a class where we rear fowls, right? So NCERT says poultry is a class of fowls, right? Fowls means birds. Now why do we rear birds? For the food, means for the meat and for their eggs. We rear fowls for food and for their meat and eggs, right? Now typically which fowls do we rear in poultry? Means typically it is chicken and ducks, and sometimes we include turkey and geese also, we can tell. So they typically include, means fowls typically include, they typically include which type of birds are kept under fowls? Means one is chicken and the other one ducks. But sometimes we can also add which fowls? We can also include turkey children as well as geese. So rearing these birds also come under poultry only, right? Now fowls are perhaps the first species of birds ever domesticated. So when the ancient man started domesticating, birds, what was the first one? Fowls he domesticated first. We can write fowls are perhaps the first species of birds to be domesticated by the man. Are the first species of birds domesticated by man, ancient man. When did he domesticate the fowls? Means it dates 3000 to 4000 BC back. So it dates how many? 3000 to 4000 BC back. Now when did we started poultry farming? In India, it dates to 200 BC only. In India, it dates 200 only, children. 200 BC back only, right? So we were talking about poultry farm and we are telling that so the ancient man started domesticating it. So when the ancient man started domesticating 3000 to 4000 BC back, but in India it started domesticating 2000 BC back only. Now there are 4 wild type of fowls. Under that we can tell red jungle fowl is one, grey jungle fowl is the second one, and Ceylonese jungle fowl is the other one, and Java jungle fowl. So we can tell there are 4 wild types of jungle fowls. There are 4 wild types of jungle fowls. What's the first one? It is called red jungle fowl, and the second one will be grey jungle fowl. The first wild fowl is red jungle fowl, and the second one is grey jungle fowl, and the third one is Ceylonese jungle fowl. The third one is Ceylonese jungle fowl, and the fourth one is Java jungle fowl. What's the fourth one? It is Java jungle fowl. And the present day chicken what we use in poultry are the descendants of this red jungle fowl. We can write the present day chickens. The present day chickens what we use are descendants of. They are descendants of which jungle fowl? It is red jungle fowl. They are descendants of red jungle fowl. The present day chicken are descendants of red jungle fowl. Red jungle fowl scientific name is Gallus gallus. What's the scientific name of red jungle fowl? Gallus. It is Gallus gallus. Now if the genus name and species name are the same, we call it as tautonymy, right? So here we are able to identify one tautonymic name of the fowl. Now then if we see, Indian fowls are categorized into how many categories? Indian fowls are categorized into two categories. One is exotic breed, other one is desi breed. So we'll talk about that. First, try to understand what we wrote about poultry farm management here. So we're telling poultry farm management means it includes rearing fowls. It includes rearing birds. Why do we rear birds? For their food. Food means for meat or in terms of egg. Now typically which birds are reared means chicken and ducks, but it also includes turkey and geese. Now fowls are the first animals to be domesticated by the ancient man, and there are four types of jungle fowls, wild fowls. So what are they? One is red jungle fowl, grey jungle fowl, and Ceylonese jungle fowl, Java jungle fowl. The present day chicken is descent of which wild fowl means it is red jungle fowl. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Right? So the ancient Indians, they used fowl for meat also, and they used fowls for sport also. Cockfighting, have you heard of cockfighting? Have you seen cockfighting? So it is a tradition running through years together. So we can tell that ancient Indians or ancient man used fowls as food also and for sport also, means for cock fighting also they used to use these birds, right? And when we have to classify the fowls, we can tell that Indian fowls are categorized into two types. One is indigenous breed, means desi breed, and the second one is foreign breed, which is called as exotic breed. So Indian fowls are categorized into two types, or we can tell fowls are categorized into two types. What are they, children? One is desi variety, desi breed. What is the desi breed called? Indigenous. It's called indigenous breed. The second one is called as foreign breed, which is also called exotic breed. Now we will take some examples and see what are Indian breeds and what are exotic breeds, right? So first, if we have to see the examples for indigenous breed, one is Asil. Now in which place of India this has originated? Means it is from UP, AP and Karnataka. Asil breed is an indigenous breed, means it's a desi breed, and it has originated in UP, AP and Karnataka. Second one we can take, it is Chittagong. It has originated in Bangladesh. This Chittagong has originated in Bangladesh. Now the third variety, Gagas. It was originated in Karnataka. Gagas was originated in Karnataka. Then next one is Kadaknath. Kadaknath originated in MP. Kadaknath. It was originated in MP. So we are listing down all the indigenous breeds. Next one is Barsa. It was originated in Gujarat. Basra. Basra was originated in Gujarat and Maharashtra. Right, children? So these are some examples of indigenous chicken breeds. First one, Asil, originated in UP, AP and Karnataka. Second one is Chittagong in Bangladesh, Gagas from Karnataka. Kadaknath from MP, and Basra from Gujarat and Maharashtra. So these are the examples of indigenous breeds. Now when we move on to the exotic breeds, the examples are, the first one is Leghorn. Now the picture of Leghorn is given in NCERT textbook, right? Jersey cow and Leghorn picture they have given. So Jersey is an exotic cattle breed. In the same manner, Leghorn is an exotic poultry breed. So Leghorn is from Italy. We told it's a foreign breed. From which country then? It is from Italy, right? So one species is Leghorn from Italy. Next one is Cornish, another exotic breed from England. The second one is Cornish. It is an exotic breed from England, right? And the third one is Plymouth Rock. The third variety is called Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock from America. The next one is Rhode Island Red. Rhode Island Red is from North America, children. This is a variety originated from North America. And next we can tell New Hampshire. Now next one is New Hampshire. This is also from England only. So I have given some examples for indigenous poultry breeds and exotic poultry breeds. So they can ask us questions, like they can ask us identify the odd man out, in which 3 desi breeds will be there, 1 exotic breeds will be there, or 3 exotic breeds will be there and 1 desi breed will be there. So have a look, take a screenshot and try to remember them. So they might not ask us it is from which place, but yeah, they can ask us like give some examples of indigenous breeds and give some examples of exotic breeds, and one example is mentioned in NCERT, so we need to collect the other examples. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Right, so this is one classification. We can also classify the poultry animals basing on their utility. For cattle also we have categorized them into milch breeds, draught breeds and dual breeds. In the same manner, we can also categorize fowls based on the utility. Based on their utility. Now this classification goes with 3 types. Now the first one, the fowl which is reared only for laying eggs is called layer. The fowl which is meant for only giving meat is called broiler. The fowl which is meant for both the purposes, layer and broiler also, what is it called? It's called as dual purpose breed. So the first one we will write down about layers. The second one is broilers, and the third one is it's for dual purpose. Now come on, tell me, layers are the breeds which are reared only for egg production. Layers are reared only for egg production, right children? Whereas broilers, these are reared for meat production. Whereas when we come to dual purpose, it's for both. Both means for egg production also and for meat production also. Now again, we have to list down the examples. We'll give some examples for layers, we'll give some examples for broilers and dual purpose. So broilers we might be familiar, Wencop chicken we'll tell and Hubbard chicken we'll tell. They're examples for broilers. Examples for broilers are, the breeds are Wencop, Hubbard are the examples for broilers. And layers, if you have to give example, Highline and Keystone are the examples for layers. Examples for layers are, one is called Keystone and the other one is Highline. Highline gives even more eggs when compared to the Keystone. Now coming to the dual purpose, examples are Chittagong and Gagas. Examples for dual purpose are Chittagong and Gagus. Now when it comes to asil, cockfighting bird, now it is a poor layer also and it's a poor broiler also. It is usually meant for cockfighting. So when we have to talk about asil, so we call it as cockfighting bird. It is a poor layer and it is a poor broiler also. It's a poor broiler also. Understood, children? So we have categorized the chicks into desi breed and exotic breed. We have also categorized the fowls basing on their utility into, the first one is layers, the second one is broilers, third one is dual purpose. Example for layers are Keystone and Highline, which are meant only for egg production. 300 to 400 eggs in a year these fowls will lay. Broilers, they're rare only for meat production. 2.5 to 3.5 kgs the bird will weigh here. Venkov and Hubbard are the breeds examples here. Dual purpose means they are meant for egg production also, meat production also, but they'll not meet that maximum limits. Chittagong and Gagus are the examples. Take a screenshot. We will continue. Now, why are we laying these poultry fowls? For meat and for the egg, right? So egg is considered as a highly nutritious food. Now WHO recommends taking egg a day, right? Because it's a rich source of protein. Now let us discuss about the advantages, the nutritional facts of egg. Chicken egg when we talk. So if we tell that egg is an excellent source of protein and it's an excellent source of minerals also, vitamins also. So egg is excellent source of protein, minerals and vitamins. So that is why we consider egg as a whole food, or we consider egg as an ideal food. So we consider egg as ideal food or complete food, right? Now if we see the weight of an egg, it measures 50 to 60 grams. Now egg weighs how much? It is 50 to 60 grams. In this, if you see, 10% of its weight is occupied by the shell. Now 60% of the weight goes with that white egg white beetle and the remaining 30% goes with the yolk. So egg it weighs about 50 to 60 grams. In the 10% of it weight goes with the shell. Shell is made up of calcium carbonate. Shell is made up of calcium carbonate. And coming to egg white is a rich source of protein, right? Lactalbumin it has. So egg white weighs 60% by weight and it has which one? It is rich in protein. It is rich in protein. The protein which is present in the egg is called lactalbumin. Now coming to the yolk, it weighs 30% and yolk is rich in fat and it has cholesterol also. So it is rich in fat with cholesterol. Rich in fat with cholesterol. So but then this cholesterol is not a bad cholesterol, it's a good cholesterol, means this cholesterol will not deposit. So that's why we tell it's an ideal food and it is a complete food. Now when we talk about poultry farm management, means a professional approach which is called poultry farm management will increase the yield. Now let us see what are the steps which come under poultry farm management. Poultry farm management. Now what do you mean by poultry farm management? The first thing is hygiene, right? The place where the birds are reared, it should be hygienic. Hygiene should be maintained, isn't it? And the next one is hygiene should be maintained and we need to select a breed which is disease resistant or disease free birds should be caged. So we need to select disease resistant breeds. We need to select disease resistant breeds so that now it is resistant means it will not get the disease and it will not spread it to the other ones also. And we can tell that proper feeding is also important, and proper giving water to the animal is also important. So proper feed and water. Proper feed and water we have to give. And so checking with the doctor, check up to the doctor, so that we can identify if this any bird is infected in the early stage itself. We can identify and we can protect the other fowls from getting infected from this infected fowl. So these four come under poultry farm management. Selecting the superior breed which is disease resistant, that is important, and hygienic conditions around the cage should be maintained, means removing the waste materials and all. Providing a proper feed and providing proper water is also important, and we need to check and give proper antibiotics, and treatment should be done immediately. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Among the infections which are there for the poultry, the common infection is bird flu. We might have heard of bird flu. Now we might have heard that when bird flu comes, now no one will eat the chicken, no one will eat the egg. Why? So if it is not cooked properly, it can even spread to the people also. It can cause influenza symptoms in people also. Now not all the bird flu viruses are pathogenic, but there are some bird flu viruses which are really pathogenic. So now let us talk about bird flu, which is called avian flu. Right? What is it called? Avian flu. It is caused by avian influenza virus. It is caused by avian influenza viruses. It's caused by avian influenza virus. The pathogenic strain in this avian influenza virus is H5N1. So H5N1 virus is pathogenic. It's very much disease causing. It's very much infective. It is pathogenic strain and it is highly infectious. It is highly infectious. Understood? Now this bird flu is also called influenza A. So we can also call it as, we can also call bird flu as influenza A. Now it spreads overnight from the infected fowl. It spreads to the whole poultry farm. So identifying the bird which is infected is very much important so that we can protect it. We can protect the other fowls from this infection, right? So how can, in NCERT they have asked a question, how can we prevent the spread? Right? How can we prevent the spread of bird flu? The first thing is, so we need to identify the infected bird and we need to separate the infected bird from the remaining ones, and this infected bird should be killed and it should be burnt off. So identifying infected bird. We need to identify the infected bird and then it should be killed and it should be burnt off, right? And the remaining birds need to be treated with antibiotics, right? We don't know whether they're infected or not. So the remaining lot should be treated with antibiotics, right? And do you know there is influenza vaccine also? So initially itself we can vaccinate all the fowl, right? So what is it called? Influenza. Bird flu vaccine is available. So the better practice is to vaccinate the birds with influenza A vaccine. The better practice is to vaccinate the birds with influenza vaccine. If we vaccinate it, we can protect the bird itself from getting infected. So children, I think we covered everything related to poultry farm management. In the next lecture, we'll talk about the next topic. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.